Well, good afternoon or evening. So this is going to be a very boring episode. So if you do enjoy the rambles, where I zim, go on the ideas, and that's not what's going to happen now. This is if you're interested into a window into my world, you will get one now. That's what I'm going to give on this ramble. Is in the words of Giggs, the rapper, no one's ever checking out and seeing the puzzle. Seeing the puzzle. So he's complaining in that song, Mr. Giggs. It's complaining about how people are always asking him for things. Well, no, that's not my situation. I'm not whinging. I'm just saying, but he's not. People never go and stand next to. It's like he's inviting people. He wants people to stand next to him and see the world from where he's at in his life at the moment, and how difficult it is, despite all the blessings, and checking out the puzzle. Now, I do have people in my life who do help me with that, so I'm not whinging. But that's the situation. So that's what we're going to try and deliver, is the puzzle from my perspective, and how it's daunting, and how I'm going to try and overcome it. That's the plan. So I think one of the early pod episode things on Tim's podcast was called Vulnerability and Confronting a Challenge. Now, I think this is going to be the same kind of thing. We're going to try and be vulnerable and assess how we can confront the challenge. So, the context of today is I just went to see one of my oldest and best friends, Fred, for coffee, and we talked about my life, and we talked about his life, my life, and I basically laid out my plans for the next term. So we are recording this in January 2024, with a 4 on the end, and so I'm just about to go into a term of university, and I have lots of plans. And so that's what we talked about, and it was just great. First of all, great to see the guy, but it did feel like a lot when I was talking through everything that I was planning, and I know I have the strength to carry through on those plans. It's just you don't always feel like you have the strength that you have, you know. Now this is true in anything. Like, some days you don't feel like you have the strength to get dressed and get up. Now, of course, one is capable of getting dressed, but the point is that your motivation and drive fluctuate day by day, week by week. And so, what do you do when you're in a down bit, and things seem difficult? Now, you could cut loose some of your commitments, and sometimes that's wise, but that's not what we're going to do. We're going to stick with the commitments. So what are my plans? Can be broadly categorized into physics. I'm studying theoretical physics, and I'm very behind, but I'm doing great progress. Great progress from where I was in September, but still very behind. progress, what I've done is I've cultivated again the desire to learn. And if you don't have the desire to learn, you ain't going to learn, or you ain't going to learn very well. I've cultivated the love of the subject and the desire for more of that. And that is not a small thing, that is a big thing. To have that desire to learn again for the physics, for the maths, that is something I haven't had for a while. So we have that again. So number one, physics. Number two, boxing. It's difficult. I feel. What do I feel? I think justifiably people want to laugh at my boxing dream. And that's justifiable because I would probably do the same to them in that position, in their position. So no one actually laughs at me. And I definitely have some close support from friends and people I love. But outside of that, there's a lot of people who look on the whole idea, they think, oh, great, great exercise, but you're not going to make it. This is a silly thing. And I'd probably say the same in their position. So, no, but so the question is, what do we do with this? Here we use it for motivation. We take the naysayers or the laughers and we turn that into motivation. So when we're in the gym, it's not an angry thing. It's not a I'm proving these people right. It's a okay, fair enough. You think it's not going to happen? Watch, watch. So that's the plan. We are going to execute the plan to become world champion. So that's going to be a lot of work, but I love the work. It's going to be blood, sweat, and tears, but there will be glory spots along the way. There will be rest up stops. It's not a I have to work and work and work and work and work and then I get my title shot and it's is he gonna make it? That's not how it's gonna work. It's gonna be work and work and work. Achieve this goal. Great. That work? Oh no, it didn't. Okay, let's start again. You work and work and work. Achieve this goal. Hey, we did it. Alright, let's go. Alright. Now we're here. Let's work and work and work. Achieve this goal. Aha, now we're here. Work and work and work and work. Achieve this goal. Okay, now we're quite close. Okay, bam. Maybe we get there. So there's going to be like rest off spots along the journey to that ridiculous goal of world champion. It's not going to happen overnight, but there are going to be break off stops where I can see the dream becoming a reality. And so if it's not meant to be, I'm going to find out. I'm going to find out soon, and then you don't have to waste my life pursuing a dream that's not going to work. So we'll find out if I can't make progress on these goals, then that's cool. I'll do something else. So, but we're going to try. That's what we're going to do. We're going to try and execute that plan. So, physics, boxing, Shakespeare. I want to set up something called the Bristol Shakespeare Players, which is going to be a collaborative. All sorts of people use the word collaborative. Great word. Collaborative with a capital C. I am not going to be in charge. I don't want to be in charge. I'm going to find out who is interested in pursuing this goal with me. And if people are interested, then we will pursue it together as a team of equals. And if someone's fantastically brilliant, they can lead. Great. Fantastic. Fantastic. So, what is the vision? A vision is a group of misty-eyed acting talent. Now that sounds all very airy-fairy. How's it going to look? What's it going to look like week by week? But to begin with, what it's going to look like is Saturday workshops. At the moment, the time I have in my head is Saturday 11 till, so 10 till 11:30, Saturday mornings, 90 minutes, collaborative workshop. Sit down in a room. Now we can either book out. Got a few room spaces. Room booking's not a problem. Easy. So we got a room. We sit down, and what do? We open the book of life. No, we open the book of Shakespeare. We open a play. We start with the easy one. I know Romeo and Juliet back to front, so we can start with Romeo and Juliet, and we can just I'd like to give talks to begin with to sort of do a little cohesive thing for the first couple of weeks. Give a little talk about Shakespeare and the English language and the Tudor period in which he's writing and the plays and what they mean for the English culture and what they have meant for great writers in the 1700s and the 1800s. And what's magnificent about William Shakespeare is when you read his works, not only are you reading some of the greatest words ever written, you are reading the thing that has inspired all these other writers. So that's what it means for something to be foundational in a culture, is that it is the source of inspiration. It's a complex, reasonably complex idea, but I can't really do it justice in explaining it off the top of my head, because best thing I can do is just tell you about my experience and what it's like once you go into Shakespeare, once you explore all the nooks and crannies and get the language and try and get every little gem out of the thing. You then go and look at other people's speech, in the English language, people's speech, and you see how it's influenced them, and it's eye-opening, and it's quite a beautiful thing. So that's what we're trying to do is, so I'll talk about who the man was, why he was great, da 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 da. And then we're just gonna open up. And now there are so many great speeches, there's so much opportunity, so much potential for other people to lead workshops and pick their favourite bit and read speeches and okay, so this is what's happening. This is the start. So what's the point of these workshops? The point of the workshops is not for me to tell others how to act or to give them great insights, because I don't necessarily have those insights for them. To begin with, what we're doing is we're just trying to get a feeler. Who else is interested in this? Who else is interested in this pursuit? I'm not going to try and advertise these workshops. I'm not trying to get people off the street. I'm going to drop out a little bait. Do people who's interested? Okay, and then hopefully 6 weeks, 8 weeks down the line, we have 6, 7, 8, 5, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people who've been turning up, and these people are interested regardless, and now we have the foundation for some kind of collaborative endeavour from that point. When you've got your 6 people, you've got your 5 people, you've got your... Okay, so now you guys are actually... We're heading in the same direction, so let's go there. So where do I want to go? I want to form this... So I have already, with the help of, not on my own, but I've also already set up the Shakespeare Society, which is now running, which is the Bristol University Society, so it's for students. So the difference between this and that is this is going to be not only for students, but also for the general public of Bristol. And so that's the plan. can we get anyone interested from the local theatre schools who are interested in this, and can they come and check it out and be a part of it? Do we have just general amateur actors who are curious? And so we just starting to build a little thing, with broader reaches than just the university. Now, its core members will no doubt be university members, and so we will have access to the spaces within the university. So we'll do some negotiation with the student union and see. But these are details to work out. It's not no big deal. So what we're trying to do eventually is get to a point where we have excellence, true dramatic excellence, and there's a definitive path to there. You know, there is actually a way to speak Shakespearean verse that is better than other ways. Now, I'm not a master of this technique, but I do know some helpful pointers. And so there are ways to make the text alive, and once you make the text alive, you've got to make the play not boring. The most important thing: don't bore the audience. I don't care if the audience hate the play. I don't care if they're bored. Sorry, I don't care if they hate, but if they're not bored, you know, if you're bored, it's just the worst. So you gotta axe the script. You gotta find the plot points. What are the plot points? What are the 7? Is usually sort of 5 to 10 major plot points in a play. Okay, let's do the plot point, then cut that scene. Let's get to the next one. Let's go. Let's get these characters popping. You know, who is this character? Where's he been? Okay, he's in this scene right now. Where was he 5 minutes ago? Okay, that character. What was his childhood like? Okay, so and then he was dumped by this person. What was he? You know. You get the point. It's sort of like, where was he an hour ago? Where's he going now? Okay, he's in this scene right now. Okay, right, bam, bam, bam. There's 4 actors on stage. So what's the deal here? What's the communication? What's the power dynamics? Can we get levels onto the stage? Can we? So this actor's going this place in the next scene. So how's that going to affect? Okay, so that's your background, and then what is acting? Reacting. It's reacting. Okay, don't be thinking too much now. I know it's difficult. I'm speaking very fast, but you get to that point where you painted a deep character, and you have that, and you've got to bring that out in the subtleties of your facial expression, your body language, your positioning, and then what you got to do is listen. So don't be on stage waiting to say your line and then say your line. No. In life, you don't have a set number. You don't have a bunch of words that you have in your head that you're going to say for the next 3 hours, and then you wait for the opportunity to say them. What you're doing is you have to react. You have to react, and you react to and then something magical happens when you're watching from the audience perspective. Actors who truly know what their character is and are reacting to one another. It's magical. It can be magical. That's where we're trying to get with the acting troupe. And then we can put on plays. And why are we putting on plays? It's not for our own glory, it's not to show off, it's to tell stories. Now, why are we telling stories? Because we're hoping to change the lives of the audience members a little bit, just a little bit. A great story can transform your perspective, and it can open your eyes, and it can give you a new lease of life for a day. We're trying to have an impact here. You know, if the whole point of putting on a play, acting, directing is so that you can have fun and show off your talent, that's not it. That's just not it. That's not the whole thing. The thing is to make an impact. I want to go watch plays where I go and I come out the play and I was like, what on earth did I just watch? That was something different. How did they make that happen? I don't want to go and say, oh, that's that person on stage. Okay, he's doing well. That's that person on stage. Oh, okay. formed. Now that's not that's difficult to do, and sometimes you're just going to entertain. So, but at least entertain, and definitely don't bore the audience. Right, that's enough rambling on that topic. Shakespeare players, physics, boxing, Shakespeare players. Major dream number 4. Radio station. Station of radio. So, what we're trying to do with this is create the sound of the campus. I'm embedded now in a fantastic team, the Burst Radio Committee, and what we're trying to really do is create something special for Bristol University, which is the sound of Bristol, which is allowing people, letting students loose on their own creativity and letting them entertain and make people laugh and joke and smile, educate, inform. What's the BBC? Why don't we just steal the BBC's motto? What is it? Educate, entertain, inform. Just steal that. Great motto. Great motto. Thanks, BBC. It's yeah. So I have no idea how to run a radio station. But we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out, and it's gonna be glorious. And there is so much potential in this to let people free and create and explore and let them thrive and you know it's if it works out, it's not going to be, if it does succeed, it's not going to be something that I've done. It's going to be something I've been a part of, and I have encouraged other people to let happen. Just that's really my primary job as an encourager. I'm here to just be behind people 100% to to support them and encourage them to make the best content they can, and it's going to be a glorious ride. So that's the plan. Now, everyone who's wise in my life is telling me to focus on the physics, and so I'm trying to do that. And so all these other aspects cannot be blown out of proportion. They must be kept in their boundaries so that I can succeed in the degree, because it's doable. And so that is the end of this ramble. So thank you very much.